Hello, I'm Gemma and this is Non-Fic Books, and I have an exciting announcement video today because Olive and I are doing Non-Fiction November again this year. As always, I will link the Goodreads page, all of Olive's stuff and my playlist that I put together each year down below in case you want to have a look about what we're reading and suggesting. There are 4 topics as always, and this year we have chosen home, love, substance and scholarship. And you can choose to interpret those words in any way you wish. To sort of spark some ideas, I thought I would raid my shelves and find 3 books for each category that I could read. So these are all books I have yet to read, and they are ones that I could choose. I will have a TBR and proper recommendations video coming up closer to the beginning of November, but for now, to just help spark some ideas, I will start off with scholarship. And the first one is Paul Langford's A Polite and Commercial People, England 1727 to 1783. This is exactly what it says. It's one of the new Oxford History of England books, and it's a really nice, good, chunky one to get your teeth into, all about a time period that I love. The next one is looking at Austen a bit more closely, and this is Deirdre Le Fay's Jane Austen, The World of Her Novels. Deirdre Le Fay is one of the sort of top Austen scholars around, and I haven't actually read too many proper scholarly looks at Austen's work, so that would be very interesting. And then we've got Robert Halsband's The Life of Lady Mary Put my teeth back in. The Life of Lady Mary Wortley Montagu. She was a fascinating woman in the 18th century, and there has been very few books written on her. He not only wrote this book but published all of her letters, so hopefully he should be a good scholar to turn to about her. Moving on to substance, which I think is probably the trickiest, but could also be interpreted in a number of ways. And my first book for that is Chris Woodford's Atoms Under the Floorboards, The Surprising Science Hidden in Your Home. And this is one of the Bloomsbury Sigma books, which I think I've probably mentioned before as being my favourite science imprint. I think they are absolutely fantastic because they strike a really good balance between accessibility and decent information. So you are always pushed when you get one of their books, but it's always still perfectly readable. The next in a similar vein is Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything. I think most people probably know this book. We certainly had to look at a small passage of this for one of my GCSEs, but I have never read any more than that. And another Bloomsbury Sigma one is Cat Arney's Herding Hemingways Cats, Understanding How Our Genes Work. So obviously looking into the substance of us. And then on to love. Courtesans by Kate Hickman. Fairly obvious how that relates to the subject love. One of my favourite authors, Antonia Fraser. Love and Louis XIV, The Women in the Life of the Sun King, which again, love is a fairly obvious one here. And then Jill Paul's Hollywood's Love Stories, the true love stories from behind the silver screen. So quite a nice variety of books that could look into love. And I think my favourite one, because it can be interpreted in a number of different ways, all of which I enjoy, is home. The first one is being very simple and keeping home in the title of the book. So Lucy Worsley's Jane Austen at home. I love Lucy Worsley writing. I did start this in Austen August but never got around to carrying it on, but I did enjoy what I read, so I would happily look into this book. The next one again is Bill Bryson, and that's Bill Bryson's At Home, A Short History of Private Life. Again, fairly clear how it relates to the subject of home. And the final one is Black and British, A Forgotten History by David Olusoga. This book has been everywhere on YouTube and on the TV. His series was very good, and this is obviously relating to home because I live in Britain and it would help my understanding of the country in which I live. So those are some of the books I just raided off my shelf to help give you some ideas about what books to read for Non-Fiction November, and I will see you in a video soon with my TBR and some proper recommendations of books I have actually read for you. If you're interested in any of these books in particular, leave a comment down below and they may slip onto my TBR. And if you've got any questions, comments, as always, leave them down below. See you in a video soon. Bye!